So Paul wrote this video a while ago, and immediately it's one of those ones where it's like, this is hilarious, how are we gonna do it?
The writing process for this, like a lot of my videos, had a pretty long gestation. As is probably pretty obvious, the intro bit, like the bit with the grappling hook and all that stuff, I had that very tightly sort of imagined in my brain that was how I wanted to have that set piece in a video, but I didn't have any other, like the rest of the video.
Well, I see you've got it upside down. Oh, it's you. Yes, it's me, the guy with the emblem that actually matches the signal.
So I think I sort of came across this idea of the logo spinning in different ways, and then obviously having lots of fun coming up with the different superheroes that would have those logos, and then coming up with names for them, and then coming up with personalities to go along with those names.
Probably the most enjoyable part of it was trying to figure out what the different costumes would be sort of evocative of. So Paul's character, even though he's called Mega Man, we didn't want to make him look like the video game character Mega Man. So he is sort of a do-it-yourself vigilante hero, sort of like, you know, really early Batman, you know, like just cobbled together from stuff you could find. So he's got gloves and elbow pads and knee pads. I guess sort of like Kick-Ass as well. And when we were at the secondhand store trying to find all of his parts, we couldn't find anything for his head. So we found this headband, and we're like, wait, that's like a headband like the Kid Flash has. So we'll use that for him.
I have a blue turtleneck. This is, we're like, oh man, we can't find any blue long sleeve blue shirts. Maybe we should go to Mark's Work Warehouse, which is just down there. And then we found this blue turtleneck, which happens to be from Mark's Work Warehouse. When we ended up with sort of the Doctor Strange style outfit for the Wizard.
It is I, the Wizard!
I think sort of originally I was thinking about maybe actually making him look like a wizard, but I think the Doctor Strange thing turned out really well, and that made Jared being more sort of grandiose.
And he's got, I suppose, tights and then a cloak and a sort of medieval archaic headband and big gauntlets, and he's very sort of like, oh, I'm supernatural. So he's definitely a Marvel hero. Kathleen is very sort of golden age superhero in the kind of, I guess honestly a lot like the Silk Spectre from Watchmen.
So I've come up with a really good idea, but I need to see if it's going to work. I can't find a black or a yellow bathing suit, and I can't find a yellow bodysuit, which would be like a bathing suit but with an actual fabric. But I found these sort of small yellow tank tops. I think this one's going to be better, and I'm going to try on, and what I'm going to do is I need to find like a very stretchy black shirt to wear underneath it, so I have black sleeves. But then I want to go to La Senza and buy a pair of bright yellow underwear to put over top of my tights.
Kathleen wants me to go to the change room to tell her if something is stupid or hilariously dumb looking. I'll be back.
She played it like sort of playing it hyper and excited all the time. I think actually turned out really well and kind of is appropriate for like a electricity themed hero.
And then Matt is much more sort of the Punisher end of things, where he's like all real military stuff and only sort of the most rudimentary of masks, and I mean he only shows up for a very small part of it, but you can't, just because it's the Stinger, you can't half-ass the Stinger, so he had a full costume as well.
I feel like it's taking me over. I feel like I want to take somebody for a mustache ride.
James's mustache was really an example of gnosis. I think everyone just sort of assumed that he would have a mustache. James rocks the mustache, and when he needs to be playing a slightly older authority figure like the coach in Slacking for Gold or other instances where he's had one, you know, just you give him a mustache and something's like, oh, it's awesome, it's James with a mustache.
The location we got was on top of the Victoria Event Center, which was just totally random. This is another one of the videos that I wrote it without sort of regard for actually being able to find a place to shoot it. So I wrote this on a rooftop, thinking that maybe we could figure out some place to get a rooftop, and then it was in the drawer for a really long time because we couldn't figure out a place to shoot it. And we just so happened to be talking to the guy who runs the Victoria Event Center, and we were saying, oh yeah, we need a place with a rooftop, and he's like, oh, well, we've got a pretty cool rooftop.
And he said, yeah, sure, yeah, come with me. So we went up a ladder, through a trap door into the machinery room for the elevator, and out onto this little section of roof where you could access about 3 other roofs. And he said, yeah, you can shoot anywhere up here. And it was perfect. It was a fantastic location. It even had, not that you could really see it, but it even had like a searchlight sort of thing.
This is where Santa Claus has to climb every year. You should appreciate his job.
Despite being cold and on a roof and late at night and later than we thought we'd be and all that, it was a lot of fun to shoot. This video was special sound-wise because obviously we wanted Bradley to do some music because it needed music, especially at the beginning. But something else he said, because I sent him a rough cut, was, you know what this video really needs as well is Foley.
Like all the effects, especially, of course, because of my favorite bit, the bit with the grappling hook, those sound effects are actually in post, and so, and it just makes it so much better to have that little tink, and then the drag very, very slowly up the wind, just a little noises. So the sound effects definitely added to it.
Every sound in that video is something he added, like the background noise of the city with the train and the sirens, Paul scraping on the wall as he's climbing over. He added all of that, and then all the musical cues throughout, and it's so good. We don't talk enough about how awesome Bradley is. He's just amazing. You should check out his site, which is bradleyrange.com.
There's a couple of videos that we've done that, like how to talk like a pirate, dinosaur, I think are two especially, that basically wouldn't change. Like they are as good as I think it is possible to make them. Like we weren't limited in any way by our budget or anything. And Who Are You Gonna Call, I think, comes very close to that. There's a couple of little things that I might have tweaked if we had, if we had more impressive budget for bigger costumes and stuff, but I am very happy with how it turned out.